Hey everybody, Spike here with Heartbreaker Relics. A few weeks ago, or a while back, Randy came up with an idea of a video every other week between our hunting videos. We're only able to put a hunting video out every 2 weeks. But he had came up with this idea of a Native American 101 and just sharing some information or trying to answer a lot of the questions that we get. And this will be the second installment of that. And what we want to do in this video is answer the second most frequently asked question that we get, and which is when we find an arrowhead or somebody finds one in their backyard, they want to know what tribe was it from. This video is going to answer that. A few years back, at the beginning of a video that was called "Forget About the Cowboys and the Indians," we did a little short explanation of all this, and we think this will help because most people, when they, well, I don't say most, but a lot of people, when they think about Native Americans, they think about someone like this or maybe something like this. But what we would suggest that you do is think about the most primitive tribes that you can think of in the in South America, in the Amazon, or maybe the people in some of the primitive people in New Guinea, the way they live now. And we hope this video will answer that question once and for all. So right now, before we're going, let's go ahead and get into the video. Hey folks, Spike here with Heartbreaker Relics. As you can see today, I'm out here in rural Hancock County, Mississippi, and as you see in the sign, it says Choctaw Indian Burial Ground. Many members of the tribe buried behind this marker. What I want to talk about is the artifacts that we find. The people that are buried behind this marker here are from the historic period. And there's a point that we want to make. The artifacts that we find are not from this period. And the question that Randy and I are most often asked is, when we find something or if they find something, is what tribe was it from? And the simple answer to that is that it's from no tribe. It's pre-tribal. These things were made thousands of years ago. This period here, I'll show you a chart in a minute, was only for the last probably 400 years. One suggestion that I would make when you're thinking about these artifacts that you see us find and those that you find is to forget about the cowboys and Indians. Hollywood has ruined that for everybody. Two, before European contact, there were millions and millions and millions of people that lived on this continent and in Central America and South America. After European contact, within the 100 years that passed between the first contact and what I call second contact, when the Europeans came and started settling this country, estimates of up to 90% of the population had died off from diseases. The people that lived here then knew very little to nothing about the cultures that lived before them, 4 or 5 generations before them, and the thousands of years before that. So the stuff you see most of us find was lost many thousands of years ago before European contact. And most of what you see us find were used as knives. We also find a lot of dart or atlatl points, but that's for another discussion. And occasionally we find a true arrowhead. We call bird points sometimes, but even those are at least 400 years old. Most people think of the Indians as the post-European contact, and the artifacts we find have nothing to do with that. There's a chart I'm going to show you. If it don't blow away, I'll throw one up on the screen. This is a chart I found somewhere on the internet. I keep it hanging over my desk to refer to the historical periods.
Most of the stuff we find are from these two periods that I have circled in red here, the Archaic and the Woodland period, with an occasional Paleo point. Mind you, we don't find very many, but a few. But the people buried behind me here and the Indians you see in the movies are from this period, the historic period, the one circled in red here. Now, that's not to say that Native Americans didn't use this spot as a burial ground before this period. We just don't know. They didn't have any written records. I hope that this helps you better understand and clear up the confusion that some people have. Now, there's most of you out there that follow our channel, you know this, but there's some that don't. And we thought we'd clear this up.
We hope this video answers that question for many folks out there, because really, as that clip said, the Hollywood has ruined the image of the Native Americans for us. Their life here was much more deep and complicated than the last 400 years. So we hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for coming along. Check out the merchandise below, and we appreciate your support, and we'll catch y'all on the next hunt next week.